Hey guys, Omar here, broker and CEO of Alden Mortgage and Ome Realty. So this is going to be your market rate update, but this is going to be a two-part thing. Not only am I going to give you the market rate update as of 5/10/2022, I actually figured something out. And it's not that great, not gonna lie. It's a little bit unsettling. So let me go ahead and get the market rate update out of the way, and I'll let you know exactly what I did, how I did it, and what the numbers are for what I think is going to be the cause of something a little bit really bad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and price out 5 different mortgaging products. It's gonna be a 30-year fix, a 15-year fix, a 30-year FHA, a 30-year jumbo, and a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage. And if you don't know what a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage is by now, it is a fixed interest only payment for 5 years, then adjust every single year according to the market and the cap on your product. So we actually got better pricing as of today. 30-year fixed rate will be sitting at 5.40%. That is 0.12% better pricing than yesterday, 0.14% better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.34% increase in pricing from 1 month ago, and 2.37% increase pricing from 1 year ago. 15-year fix will be sitting at 4.78%. That is 0.04% better pricing than yesterday, 0.10% better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.49% better increase in pricing from 1 month ago, and 2.29% increase in pricing from 1 year ago. 30-year FHA will be sitting at 5%. That is 0.12% better pricing than 1 day ago, no change from 1 week ago, 0.32% increase from 1 month ago, and 2.50% increase from 1 year ago. 30-year jumbo will be sitting at 4.62%. That is 0.13% better pricing than yesterday, 0.08% increase better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.27% increase from 1 month ago, and 1.50% increase from 1 year ago. 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage will be sitting at 4.60% increase, or 4.6 will be sitting at 4.60%. That is 0.05% better pricing than yesterday, 0.02% better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.55% increase in pricing from 1 month ago, and 2.32% increase from 1 year ago. And that is going to be our mortgage rate update. Now as everybody knows, the only time that we ever had some sort of major catastrophic housing like bubble that we were in, where somebody actually called it and somebody actually knew exactly where we're at, was Dr. Michael Burry, right? He's the guy that they based off of the movie The Big Short off of. He's the guy who predicted all of this. He's the guy that everybody is kind of like, you know, he gets in trouble with the SEC all the time and this and that, because you know what, the guy is smart. So if the guy is smart and the guy knows what he's talking about, and the guy has already predicted this, he already gave us the formula on how to go ahead and figure things out. He already gave us everything we should know to go ahead and get, you know, figure out exactly if we're in deep shit or not. So what he did is he went and looked back at all the mortgage-backed securities that were in a file in every single category, whether it was with Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, depending on if it was an adjustable rate mortgage. We were doing some really bad loans back in the day. Back in the day, what we were doing is we were doing loans that were called, like, you know, we call them like paper saver loans or one-liners, or, you know, if you went a little bit further back, we were doing something that was called a negatively amortized loan, which that was a terrible loan. I don't know why we did this, but as a whole, everybody said, you know what, this is probably not a good look. Subprime lending, let's go ahead and get subprime lending out of the way. But is it actually really gone? Well, adjustable rate mortgages are still considered a subprime mortgage. It is not prime because it does not say fixed, and it adjusts according to the market. So there's one product that we have that is an abundance of, and people utilize this all the time, which currently it's going to start to take into effect, and it's going to gradually happen. Now, will it happen this year? We don't know. Probably not this year. It's going to probably take about 40% of the total of these home equity lines of credits to go ahead and start getting into their adjustment period. So what's a home equity line of credit? A home equity line of credit, let's say you have like equity inside of your house that you need to go ahead and pull out some cash, you need to go do something, you need to fix something, Susie's got to go to college, tuition, whatever, it doesn't really matter, right? You need to go ahead and pull out. So you could do something that's called a home equity line of credit. That's just like using your house as a big ass credit card. That's all it is. You could take a home equity loan out, you could do a home equity line of credit. Home equity loan is where you take a whole lump sum. It's almost like a cash out refinance. identical to a cash out refinance. It's just calling it one thing versus another. It's all the same shit. Then the second one is going to be a home equity line of credit. Now, for a home equity line of credit, what happens is that you have what's called a 10-year draw period. That 10-year draw period is where your interest rate, which would sometimes have an initial teaser rate, then it goes into an adjustment after the 10 years. But for 10 years, it'll go ahead and stay fixed. And it's usually at a really, really much lower rate. It's interest only, just like any adjustable rate mortgage goes. But it is always a second to somebody's primary fixed. Now, a lot of people, they went ahead and refinanced out of their mortgages and they got into a really, really low rate. But a lot of these people also have home equity line of credit. Now, how many people actually still have home equity line of credit? Well, let's go ahead and tell you exactly what. So, mortgage balances shown on consumer credit reports increased by $250 billion the first quarter of 2022 and stood at $11.18 trillion at the end of March, which is a lot of money, but this is total every single home in the United States. Now, balances on home equity line of credits were relatively flat, which just means that it just stays, just stagnant. HELOC balances as of current stands at $317 billion. Now, that's $317 billion of total outstanding debt that is on a home equity line of credit. Now, depending on how much of these are actually going to conclude on their draw period to go into the adjustable rate mortgage side to go ahead and get adjusted every single year, because this is going to be a bit of a sticker shock. Like, let's say, for instance, you took out a $200,000-$300,000 home equity line of credit and you used it because you had a lot of stuff to do, and majority of people do use it. They get a little out of hand sometimes, and they'll go ahead and use it, be like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and take care of it later. It's going to be advertised. I'm going to go ahead and, how bad could it possibly get? Well, it's time to pay the piper, and it's going to get, it's going to get a little bit on the rocky road. Now, home equity line of credits, they account, if you have $11.18 trillion and 317 billion of them are just on home equity line of credits. Now, the $11.18 trillion in total housing debt that we have, $4 trillion of it is on the adjusted side, the adjustable rate mortgage side. So $4 billion plus the $317 billion that you have on the home equity line of credit. If some of those go really, really sour to where people cannot afford it, because there will be a sticker shock. Now, it's going to depend how many people are going to go ahead and be able to afford it, especially with everything increasing so much. So the total cost of everything that you have, your running costs in life in general, is going to start increasing. This is going to be one of those things that's going to go ahead and start increasing. Now, foreclosures, short sales, all of this are a byproduct of not being able to afford exactly what you had. Now, if you're at 2.5% or 3%, they're interest rates that most people went ahead and refinanced that, but you also have a home equity line of credit that you're using, and that home equity line of credit is going to go ahead and get to its adjustment. You're going to be refinancing out of that 2.5%, which is going to be a double sticker shock, because we're at 5.5% interest right now, which is relatively going to increase your payments by a third. It's a lot. It's not cheap at all. Credit card balances have declined significantly. Well, because majority of people have taken the time to go ahead and pay off most of their credit card bills, because the credit cards suck unless you have like an Amex or something that's giving you a lot back in return. I use credit cards all the time. You should probably use credit cards all the time to pay off everything. Always use your credit card as like a checking account, but make sure you get enough perks on the backside of things to go ahead and don't get those bullshit credit cards where it's like, oh, let me go to Gap, or let me go to like Nordstrom and go get one of those. You're not gonna get anything. Costco has a really good one. Amex is a really, really good one. I don't know what the different promotions are going on right now, but you can always get some really good promotion, but use it as a checking account. You get points, get all that good stuff, and you can do whatever you want. Auto loan balances, though, this has increased by $11 billion in the first quarter. Student loan balances now stand at $1.59 trillion and increased by $11 billion in the first quarter of 2022. And the total non-housing balances grew by $17 billion, boosted additionally by a $7 billion increase on their other balances, which include other consumer finance loans, retail cards, and unclassified loans. So we have taken a lot of debt. The one that scares me, and the one, because as a mortgage broker, as a person who owns a company that has other people that rely on me to go ahead and give solid information, we have to anticipate what's going to happen in the next year, 2 years, 5 years. Now, we have to go ahead and look at these total data, the total data analytics, to go ahead and see, hey, is this really going to be a problem, and how far ahead of this can we get? HELOCS might be a bitch. This could possibly be the reason why everything goes completely sour. We're gonna have to go out and see how many of these are coming to term, and we're gonna have to anticipate accordingly. But if you liked the video, please like, subscribe, comment. For up to 50% commission rebate, 0% listing on selling your current home, or any mortgage assistant, let me beat your big bank. I don't give a shit who it's from, where it's at, blah, 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 blah. At least give me an attempt, put me on the lender list to try to go ahead and beat whatever rate that you have, and I'd be more than happy to have you join my family and your family as well, as far as the mortgaging and lending institutions go. Until then, next video, guys, I appreciate you watching. Peace out. Enjoy the intro music. I always put intro music all the way through the end. Enjoy it, and until next video, until my next market rate update, take it easy, guys. Peace.